Hi everyone, Nigel Saunders here. Today I'm going to be repotting this dwarf pomegranate that I got from Zinn. I've had it for a couple of years now and I've never looked at the root system yet, so this will be the first time I've repotted it. Here is a look at the tree. I'll just rotate it around so you can see it. It's a nice little tree. It's coming along quite nicely. There was some major branches removed on this backside, but it seems to be healing around that wound quite nicely. So let's get it out of the pot and see what the root system looks like. Okay, let's see if it comes out of the pot easily or not. I think it will. Some drainage screens in the bottom. Let's just try pulling on it and see if it comes out. Not very easily. I think the roots have grown into the drainage screens. It's holding it in place. Let me try now. There it comes. So there is a look at the root system. There's lots of roots there. Okay, well, I will start removing the soil from the root base. So we've got a rainy day today, and the temperature is going to cool down again this coming week. Down pretty cold. Even the daytime high will be below freezing on a couple of days. So the good spring weather is not here yet. Okay, so there's the moss removed. And I'll start moving the soil here. I don't think I've ever repotted this. I'm pretty sure I haven't. I've done lots of pruning on it, but not repotting. Okay, I think I'm ready to wash the root system now, so I'll take it outside, put it in my tub of water, swish it around, and try and get all the soil out. And I'll be back. Here's a look at the root system. So the tree kind of swings over to the one side, and then there's a big cut here and a callus, a circular callus, that leads me to believe that it was either a cutting or an air layer. Yeah, it's a little bit on the strange side. Yeah, it may be a root that's just wrapped around another root. It looks like it comes from below and kind of wrapped around, and this part was cut off maybe because it looks separate here. So I need to correct that, and it's not going to be easy. I can try kind of prying this part and see if it moves. It's got to come off that part, so I'm going to nibble it away. In some views it's not too bad, but it's just something that needs to be corrected long term. So here I go. I'm going to cut it away. There. It's got part of it anyway. And then this part has to come off too. Like that. Yeah, I don't know if that was a burl or what it was, but so this is a cool root, but I've got to take it off. It's part of this big bump on the side here. Trying to get it so it kind of tapers down into the soil. Some roots on the bottom there, which is good. It's possible it was grown from seed and the taproot curled around somehow. Now, is that the best I can get it? Probably. I think this will be the front of my tree. I can get a little more away here. Yeah, it was definitely, you can see the trunk continues down, so it was a root that had grown up and circled and fused with the original trunk, I think. That's some pretty major root work there. But it's improving it. You can see how far down the trunk goes now. Okay, I think that's about all I can do for that big bump that was on it. I'm going to rewash the roots, clean up, and then we'll start the root pruning. Here's a look at the root system now. So I have roots coming off high, some low. So I think, you know, it should be probably planted on an angle like this. There are some roots that are a little too high here. So this one's going to have to come off. A little stub there. I think these two are too high. They'll have to come off. And this little hair here, root hair. And I think even this one's a little high and it's not a very good direction. So that kind of gets my root plane down. I'm going to snip this root off here. Kind of imagining my soil line to be about, you know, kind of somewhere here. So any of these roots going straight down, I'll snip back. Like that. And then, this root's pretty well broken off. I'll just snip back some of these long ones that are starting to curl a bit around the edges of the pot. And I think that's about it. Maybe this one little one here. Yeah. It's got to come off. Yeah, it's from the back you can see it's quite bizarre. But from this view it's not too bad looking. Yeah, so I think that's ready to plant. I've fixed that big knot on it. Okay. Now, do I put it in the same pot? The pot color isn't very good for it. I would rather kind of a gray pot or something. So I'll look around and see, you know, what kind of pot I have for it. Yeah, I think this will fix itself in the future. It'll get better anyway. I've got this pot here. It's a nice pot. Japanese pot. And it's a good size for the tree. It's not too big. The other one was quite large. So, yeah, I'll get some drainage screens in here, a base layer of soil, and I'll get the tree planted. I've got my drainage screens in the bottom of the pot, so I'll add a base layer of soil. Like that. And then I've got to position the tree. So I think I'm going to look at the front here. Pot looks good from this front. Yeah, I think somewhere about here. Not to that side, too far to that side, somewhere about there. Looks good, and that's a good height. I'll just get that worked in to the roots. A little more soil. Okay. Now, I better have a look at it, make sure I'm happy with the planting position. So there is a look at the tree in the pot. Yeah, I think that's quite good. It gets all those roots into the soil nicely. So I'll top it up. Get my soil just below the lip of the pot, and then I can give it a water. So here I go. Here is a look at the tree now. So this is the front, coming around to the right hand side, around to the back, the left hand side, and back to the front. So I think it's a charming little tree. Removing that big lumpy root off the one side of the root base was a big step forward for this tree. It's also in a nicer pot, so maybe it's taken 2 steps forward today. It's time now for today's update. And for today's update, I'll show you a tour of the greenhouse and see what's growing. In the greenhouse here, I have my wisteria that I just repotted this spring. You can see it's starting to leaf out now. Root base is exposed a bit now too. I've got that clump of grass I still have to plant over there. And then I have my larch forest off to the one side here. It's looking quite nice. The moss is greening up. And the needles are coming out on the tree. It's quite exciting. I'll definitely update this when it's looking its best, when the needles are just coming out and looking really miniature. But yeah, all is going well with that. The bird's nest spruce I repotted. I hope everything goes well with that. We will see. Beside that is the bald cypress, and you can see it's actually starting to leaf out now, which is nice. My field maple forest here, it's doing well. All the trees have survived so far. There's a few that had some limp kind of looking leaves on it, but it's regained its strength and it's sprouting out with new leaves now. So all is looking good on that forest. My giant sequoia forest here, it's starting to green up more. So I think that'll be ready for the big prune coming up. It'll be quite a severe pruning where I'll just shear it to a conical form and see what happens. I've never done this on the giant sequoias before, so we'll see what happens. My fir tree is coming out into needles now. My ash tree here, it's leafing out. My royal oaks, they're leafing out also, looking good. On my VW Penjing over here, the one tree definitely did not survive. If you can see it in there, it's kind of brown looking. So I'll have to replace that. The jade is still in flower here, looking nice. My juniper, this was my $50 juniper challenge. It's going crazy. I left it in this big pot because I want to develop the branch structure on it. I don't want to get it in a bonsai pot yet. The dwarf Alberta spruce is looking really, really nice. My London plane tree forest, they're still leafing out. Looking good. I see all the trees are looking good. They've all got leaves on them. My Norway maple here, the buds are swelling. That was repotted this spring. Yeah, it's looking good. Over on this side I have my blue ash, which is leafing out. My American elm here from the backyard is leafing out. My Japanese black pine, the candles are elongating on it. Looking good. Yeah, everything in here is coming into leaf. Here's my chickpin oak. My Japanese maple's looking very, very nice. Lots and lots of leaves and branches on it. That was also repotted this spring. The nightshade vine here is growing like a weed, that it is. My red maples are coming out. I've got some pretty big leaves here on this one. Most of the others. And these are all growing from seeds off the same parent tree. And you can see each one is a little different. And that's just how it is with seedlings, that you get that diversity. These leaves look very different from these leaves, which look very different from these leaves. So I'll have to prune these ones away to get light into the lower part of the branches. The Austrian pine, the candles are elongating on it. These are the sacrifice branches up here. Yeah, they're elongating. I'm getting lots of back budding on it. I left these branches long and there's back buds all over those. Yeah, so it's doing well. The Korean maple's doing well, the trident maple. The downy willow back there is just starting to bud out or leaf out. My poplar trees, the one is in full leaf, the other one's just starting, it's a little behind. My juniper's still looking good, the one I repotted. The linden tree is coming out into leaf now. The ugly tree, which will someday be beautiful, I hope. Yeah, and down below, my Osage orange forest down here is starting to leaf out. My ash tree. Yeah, pretty well everything. The flowers on the forsythia are still looking wonderful. The paperbark birch is leafed out and growing. On this side, my European buckthorn back there is leafing out. The fir trees are leafing out, the spruce. The cedar's greened up. Boxwoods are starting to grow now. They're starting to get new leaves in that boxwood forest. No sign of life on a lot of these pawpaw trees. There is one here that has a green shoot coming out of it, which is kind of exciting. But yeah. Yeah, so everything is greening up, looking good. I'm quite happy. I don't have a lot of trees to repot in here now. I'm pretty well caught up. There's a few that I might do, but I think I've got most of the ones that really needed repotting this year done, which is good. It's a relief. I'm very happy to get my dwarf pomegranate repotted this spring, correcting that big ugly root on it. And I'll give you updates in the future. So that's all for today. I'm Nigel Saunders. Thanks for joining me in the Bonsai Zone.